Would the keeper of the flame please bring forward the Christ candle? Namaste.
Good morning. So there was a hypothetical question asked of a Buddhist guru, and it was, if I have a cup of coffee and somebody bumps into me and the coffee is spilled, whose fault is it? Well, most of us would say, well, obviously the person who bumped into you is at fault. But the guru says the reason the coffee spilled is because there's coffee in the cup. And it's much like life. When we're filled with anger and vile and life bumps into us, guess what spills out? Anyway, I'm Doug, and I welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center of Waco this morning. If I can find the right spot here, I'll get going here. Anyway, please stand as you're able and join in our congregational singing.
And don't spill the coffee.
Yeah. Not on these carpets.
God in you, God in me is the love that sets us free. God in you, God in me is the light we all can be. It's the essence of us all, the whole of humankind. It's the source of all good, the universal mind. And God in you, God in me is the truth of who we are. God in you, God in me is more powerful by far than anything we can think or dream. It's the best that we can be. And so it is, God in you, God in me. God in you, God in me is the love that sets us free. God in you, God in me is the light we all can be. It's the essence of us all, the whole of humankind. It's the source of all my good, the universal mind. And God in you, God in me is the truth of who we are. God in you, God in me is more powerful by far than anything we can think or dream. It's the best that we can be. And so it is, God in you, God in me. And so it is, God in you, God in me.
So let us say together our statement of truth, which is on the screen. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. We are a beacon of love and light for those who need this spiritual home right now. And our vision, mission, and unity principle for today. Our vision, to awaken an awareness of spirit in our lives through the practice of timeless spiritual teachings. Our mission, raise consciousness, transform lives, heal the planet one person at a time, beginning with me. And our principle for today, the ancient universal principles taught by Unity offer foundational guidance for living abundantly and staying in tune with your own divine nature. And for today, it's number 5. Together, it is not enough to understand spiritual teachings. We must apply our learning to all areas of life, incorporating them into our thoughts, words, and actions. And now it's time for our daily word.
The daily word for October 19th is forgiveness. Occasionally, I may decide that a transgression or mistake is simply unforgivable. However, when I maintain a spiritual perspective, I realize forgiveness is the key to moving on from painful interactions and is an important part of my spiritual path. Releasing unforgiveness may be one of the hardest things I will do, but I trust there will be peace in my heart and clarity in my mind when I do it. Whether I struggle to forgive another or myself, I trust there is no judgment or condemnation in spirit. Whatever the error, the divine presence within can help me transcend it. There is no pain, no hurt that is greater or more enduring than God. This is the comfort and promise that helps me forgive and know lasting peace. And from Luke chapter 6, verse 37, do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Our affirmation for today, I'll say, and then we'll say it together. Forgiveness is my path to peace. Forgiveness is my path to peace.
It's a time in our service when we have an opportunity to come together to greet one another, to do, well, not a fist bump today, but to do a handshake, a hug, just say hi or whatever's appropriate. And we especially want to welcome you who are joining us online today. You weren't here last week because I wasn't here. So, yeah. Anyway, you're part of this family and know you're with us in thought, in prayer, and in spirit. So let's do that now. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, my friend. Hello. Drift on through here. Oh. Hey, my friend. Squeeze in here. Yeah, you too. Yeah, I'm here this week. Hey, babe. And we're thinking of you, and you are with us.
remember there are a couple of tricky parts in this one. Anytime you see something written down in parentheses and italics, don't sing that. That's just there to fill in the gaps. You don't sing that either. And it's italics. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Don, and it's a pleasure to welcome each of you to Unity Spiritual Center today. Together we affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other, our oneness with all that is, and our oneness in God. Your presence is essential. For each of us is a unique aspect of the energy that is Unity Spiritual Center right here and right now, and we know that none of us are here by accident or coincidence. Unity is a New Thought denomination, yet New Thought is nothing new to the world. It is, in reality, a synthesis of the greatest spiritual concepts from the minds and spirits of humankind across the ages. In Unity, we believe that all people are created with sacred worth, regardless of culture, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or creed, and we know that neither God nor unity leaves anyone out. So as always, we open our service with prayer. So if you would, please join me as we close our eyes, open our hearts, our minds, and say, Infinite Presence, Infinite Spirit of pure light and joy, open ourselves now to the radiant vibration of joy, the sacred pulse of creation moving through all things. And let us remember that joy is not found in the world of appearances, but arises from the still luminous center within ourselves. It is the song of our soul, eternal, unshaken, and free. And as we do that, let us open ourselves to that joy and know that it is a natural state, a divine inheritance. So right now, let us align our mind with the source of joy, of good, and know that every breath fills me with awareness that life itself delights in me and my presence. Know that each of us is a part of the universe, the energy that is God. And let us know that where we have care, we can let go and feel that joy, feel laughter. Where there is doubt, remember love. For joy and love are one. Both spring from the presence of God. What a beautiful time of the year as we're going into a new season. We woke up this morning to a nice, crisp, beautiful morning. Just to feel that change, that, well, just the beauty around us as a new beginning into the fall. The trees are all turning. Having to mow the grass maybe one more time. Just so much to be happy about. So let us not get wound up in cares and worries in our lives and in the world, but let each of us be a light, a presence of the good that's here, the beauty in this world. Let us be a light for those around us. And say, thank you, God. Let us especially see that light, that love, that healing energy surrounding those who need it, surrounding our leaders and the world leaders with your presence, with your love, to come together, to work together, to bring peace and understanding to this world. When the disciples asked, how should we pray? Jesus gave them the Lord's Prayer, which we say together now is translated from the Aramaic, the language that Jesus spoke. Together, infinite presence, which is everywhere. Your name is sacred. Your kingdom is come. Your will is throughout the earth, even as it is throughout the universe. You give us our needful bread from day to day, and you forgive our offenses, even as we forgive our offenders. And you let us not enter into materialism, but you separate us from error, because yours are the kingdom, the power, and the song, and the praise, from all ages, throughout all ages, sealed in faith, trust, and truth. Each of us is a light and love of God, spiritual beings having a human experience. You are God's beloved, and we embrace you today. This is the time in our service when we would bless the children. We don't have any children with us today, so we're going to bless all the children in the world. So if you would, just rub your hands together, get some nice warm energy going. And as we do that, hold up our hands and say, children of the world, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ in you.
Well, good morning. Hello. So today's talk is entitled, Who Was Daffy Duck? And, as far as I always remember, Daffy Duck was a dude that just got in his own way an awful lot. Man, he was also a little cuckoo, but I think that was with the earlier. He was more angry in the later incarnations. I was about to say incarcerations. Okay. Brain not work, words so good. But anyway, the song that kind of sprang to mind for me when I think about Daffy Duck is the song that I have definitely sung before, but it's one that I love to sing, so we'll do it again this year. It's a bop, it's upbeat, but this time there is a video to go with it. I've dug it up. And it is a song called Up Until Now, and of course it is by Sue Riley, but also written by Karen Taylor Good and Janice Stanfield. So it's all of them, but Sue Riley is the original singer of it. Anyway, that's really all I had to say. I better just get to singing. Whenever you're ready. I was my own speed bump up until now. I didn't love myself enough. I didn't know how. I'm so over tears, negativity and fears, and every thought that held me down up until now, up until now. I used to think someone like me could never have the best. I'd walk into a banquet, then I'd settle for what's left. Nowadays you'll find me right in front, arms open wide, first in line, last to leave, claiming what is mine. I was my own speed bump up until now. I didn't love myself enough, I didn't know how. I'm so over tears, negativity and fears, and every thought that held me down up until now, up until now. I used to think in romance I didn't have a prayer. My friends all played the game of hearts while I played solitaire. But these days in my new life, my dance card is filled up. I've learned that love's like chocolate. You can never have enough. You can have enough chocolate, you guys, you can, but never enough love. Long to the things I once believed. Bye bye past, you've got no chains on me. Whoa, 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 I was my own speed bump up until now. I didn't love myself enough, I didn't know how. I'm so over tears, negativity and fears, and every thought that held me down up until now. I'm so over tears, negativity and fears, and every thought that held me down up until now, 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 up until now.
As always, a beautiful song, beautiful voice, and always appropriate for today's talk. When I was a kid, one of the things I remembered when I was in 6th grade, for instance, I lived in a small town called Alamogordo in New Mexico. And it was a little under 10,000 people. And during the summer for the kids, we had a special time because I think it was on Wednesday, we could go down to the theater. And for 25 cents, we could get in and start out with what they always had back then in the theater, the World News, if you remember, and they had all of that special going on. And we'd watch that, and then we'd watch a Disney movie. And then we had intermission, and they'd have 2, 3, or 4 cartoons that we could watch. And then after that, we got another Disney movie. So it was a way to get the kids off the street and kind of calm them down. Well, it didn't calm us down. It's kind of wild in the theater, but we had a good time. And sometimes I kind of wish we could go back to that time with the kids now, because times have changed so much and the kids are more onto their smartphones and devices and computers instead of getting together and just spending time connecting. And it was a special time for us as children. And that kind of leads us into our talk today. So as we get going, let's each just take a deep breath and let it out and smile. Because today, our message might sound a little unusual. Because we're not talking about Moses or Buddha or a great mystic of old. Today we're talking about a duck, I think. No? There he is. A duck. Yes, a duck with a lisp, a temper, and a tendency to explode. The one and only Daffy Duck. Did that work? Yeah. Well, we're too far. Okay. I'm getting a little Daffy up here myself. And you might think, what could Daffy Duck possibly have to do with spirituality? But Spirit teaches through everything, through nature, through art, through music, and yes, even through cartoons. Because God has a sense of humor. The universe laughs in color and motion. Sometimes Spirit knows that we'll listen more deeply when we're laughing. Because laughter disarms the ego. It opens the heart. It lets truth sneak in, you might say, feathered and funny. So today, let's take a metaphysical look at Daffy Duck. The duck of chaos, the bird of bluster, the feathered fool, and see what he can teach us about awakening. When we look at Daffy, we see the perfect mirror of the human ego. Yeah, that's the one. He's dramatic, jealous, and always trying to prove he's the star of the show. Sound familiar? Okay, you can kill him. He wants the spotlight. He wants the gold. He wants to be right, even when he's obviously not. And when he doesn't get his way, feathers fly. I'll try it again. There we go. You did. But before we laugh too hard at him, let's admit it. We've all had our Daffy moments. Moments when we need to be right and let that drown out our need to be kind. Moments when jealousy whispers louder than joy. Moments when we thought, if I only had that thing, that someone, or that resignation or recognition, then I'd be happy. Daffy Duck shows us our own reflection in a funhouse mirror. Distorted, yeah, but real enough to recognize. Spirit sees mirrors like that to help us with what's in us, so we can heal it with laughter instead of shame. When we can see our ego not as an enemy, but as a cartoon character, dramatic, silly, and a little scarred, then we can love it without letting it run the show. There, nope, we need the next one. There we go. Now, have you noticed that Daffy is almost always paired with Bugs Bunny? Spiritually, that's not an accident. Daffy and Bugs are archetypes, the ego and the enlightened mind. Daffy reacts, Bugs responds. Oh. I'm trying, there. Having a little Daffy moment myself up here. Daffy reacts, Bugs responds. Daffy fights for control. Bugs flows with grace. Daffy says, "Mine." Bugs says, "Ain't I a stinker?" and somehow still wins with humor. Bugs isn't threatened by chaos. He knows it's a game. He plays it with awareness, never losing his cool. That's the difference between the unawakened mind and the awakened one. The ego scrambles to control the script. Spirit enjoys the story. So the next time you find yourself in conflict, remember, you can be Daffy or you can be Bugs. We can fight or we can smile knowingly and say, "What's up, Doc?" That's not sarcasm. It's spiritual poise. Now let's talk about Daffy's voice, the unmistakable lisping quack. It's funny, it's awkward, but metaphysically it's sound, and sound is sacred. The ancient mystics taught that the universe was sung into being. In the beginning was the word, the vibration, the tone, the resonance of life itself. Every sound carries frequency, and even the silliest sound can hold divine vibration. The tone, the resonance of life. If it's spoken with sincerity. So maybe, just maybe, Daffy's quack is a kind of a prayer. Unpolished, ungraceful, but utterly authentic. Spirit doesn't require polished speech. Spirit listens for truth beneath the noise. Sometimes our prayers sound like, "Mine, mine, mine." And Spirit answers, "Beloved, you already have all that you seek." Because the core of every cry, even a cartoon quack, is a yearning to belong, to be seen, to be loved. And Spirit's answer never changes. You are. The universe has a divine sense of humor. When Daffy dives into chaos and ends up blasted, flattened, there you go. Ends up blasted, flattened, or fried, we laugh because it's absurd. But it's also familiar. Okay. How many times have we chased something that blew up in our faces? How often have we held so tightly to control that we lost our joy in the process? Spirit doesn't punish us for those moments. Spirit just shows us the replay over and over until we start to laugh. And that laughter is the beginning of wisdom. Next. There you go. And so when you laugh at life, not in mockery, but in recognition, you've found freedom. Because the cosmic joke isn't cruel, it's compassionate. It reminds us not to take our illusions too seriously. Life is the greatest cartoon ever written. And the divine artist keeps redrawing every scene in love. So let's pause for a moment together. Just close your eyes for a moment. Imagine Daffy on the screen, running, flapping, shouting, spinning, feathers flying everywhere. Now imagine you're sitting in the audience. You're watching. You're not in the cartoon. That moment of awareness, that realization that you are the observer, is the beginning of awakening. The spiritual journey isn't about fixing the cartoon. It's about remembering that you are not the cartoon. You are the consciousness watching it all unfold. So the next time your emotions flare up or your ego gets loud, just smile and say, "Ah, there goes my inner Daffy again." Instant peace, realizing the truth of who you truly are. Okay. Daffy's favorite word is mine. He grabs, he hoards, and he claims every treasure and trophy. But metaphysically, the shift from ego to spirit is the shift from mine to thine. When we say thine, we surrender ownership to the infinite. We stop grasping and we start flowing. It's not about loss. It's about trust. When we let go of mine, we make room for miracles. We discover the joy, it can't be possessed. It can only be expressed. That's why Spirit gives us laughter. It's joy shared without holding back. So maybe your new mantra this week could be, when I want to say mine, I'll whisper thine. Because everything belongs to love anyway. Daffy never stays down. He gets flattened, blasted, crushed, and then pops right back up shouting, "You're despicable." That's not just flapstick or slapstick. It's resurrection. Spirit never stays defeated. The divine spark in you cannot die. Every failure, every heartbeat becomes a setup for rebirth. Like Daffy, we rise again. Sometimes singed, sometimes wobbly, but always alive. Because awakening isn't about failure or avoiding it. It's about rising joyfully through it. The soul is indestructible. And each quack of frustration eventually turns into the laughter of realization. Every spiritual tradition honors the holy fool, the one who teaches truth through laughter, chaos, and contradiction. Daffy Duck is our modern holy fool. He reminds us that awakening isn't always serene. Sometimes it's slapstick. He shows us that spiritual growth can be messy, noisy, and even ridiculous, but still sacred. He teaches us to laugh at our illusions, to embrace our mistakes, and to let joy be our teacher. Because enlightenment without laughter is only half awake. So yes, Daffy Duck is a metaphysical master in disguise, a feathered Buddha of cosmic enlightenment. You can even laugh when he spills the coffee. He quacks, he flails, he fails, and through it all, he keeps going. He keeps showing up for the next episode. That's faith in action. Sometimes spirituality, I should say, becomes too serious. We get so focused on being right, so intent on being deep, that we forget the soul's natural state, joy. Daffy reminds us to play again, to see life as a test. Well, not as a test, I should say, but as a divine play, what the Hindus call Leela, the game of God, the dance of creation. When you remember that you're in a sacred cartoon, you start to relax. You start to laugh again. You stop trying to direct the show, and you start dancing in it. And in that laughter, that surrender, you find God smiling back at you. So, beloved, let us take a deep breath together once more. Feel the rise and the fall of your chest, the quiver of life itself. Let us forgive our Daffy moments, the times we've been loud, reactive, proud, or afraid. Let us laugh at them gently, knowing they too are part of our awakening. For beneath all that cartoon chaos lies the still shining truth. You are divine consciousness in disguise. You are spirit having fun in a costume of feathers and folly. So today, when life gets ridiculous, when things go sideways, when people push your buttons, when the story seems absurd, pause, smile, and say, "Ah, the quacks are awakening." And then, my friends, quack back with joy, because laughter is a prayer. Joy is a vibration of love. And every giggle, every smile, every silly cartoon moment is spirit reminding us that awakening doesn't have to hurt. It can be hilarious. And quack, quack to that. So let's take that now into a time of meditation. So just sit back, allow your eyes to close, take a deep breath, and smile. Because as we smile, we let go of the ego, that holds us back from our truth, our love, our joy, and our connection with not only God but each other. So now for a few moments, just let us bask in that truth. You are an expression of God, an expression of joy. And it doesn't get any better than that. So as we come back to this time, to this place, as we open our eyes, just look around and smile. Thank you.
And that's why we ride, isn't it? Well, this is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to give back to the work of Spirit through our offerings and our tithes. We give in love and gratitude for our own prosperity in its many forms, which comes to us through God, our instant, constant, and abundant source. Will the ushers please come forward? Wow, Bernie, you've got a big... Well, you can go down different aisles that way. I invite you to hold your offerings in your hand as we say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive, and I am grateful. There you go.
Would the ushers please come forward? And please join me as we bless this offering.
My My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied 1,000-fold, as the universe says yes, yes, as the universe says yes.
Shall we circle up? Little circle today. And our prosperity affirmation. Maybe. There we go. We affirm the continued growth and prosperity of Unity Spiritual Center of Waco today.
And we are grateful.
And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us.
God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
As we go forward this week, let us each remember we need to quack once in a while. Amen.